Hello everyone,
I'm Emily.
and I'm Jerry, and welcome to our traveling channel. So if you are traveling to Hawaii this summer, there are some things that you definitely need to know, and we're going to get to them
Right now.
right now. All right, so number one, if you are heading to Hawaii this summer, whether you are vaccinated or not, and we have been vaccinated,
Yes, we have.
you still need to get a negative test.
Yes. A negative test within 72 hours of the last leg of your flight.
Emily has found a site that kind of calculates that because this part is very important. We'll put the link to that site down here.
Yes, it's a great travel calculator because, like, with the time differences of where you're leaving and things like that, it gets a little complicated. And this tells you when you absolutely should not take your test before a certain time. So it's super helpful.
Okay, so not only do you need a negative test, but it has to be a certain type of test.
Yes, so it has to either be the PCR test, which takes roughly 3-ish days to get back. So you have to make sure that you get it done like as quickly after that 72 hours as possible. Or you can do the rapid ID now test, and that one doesn't take but a couple hours at most to get back. So you have a little bit more wiggle room within that 72-hour window. But those are the only two tests that the state of Hawaii accepts: the PCR.
As of right now.
As of right now. Yes, the PCR test and the rapid ID now test.
Okay, so not only do you need a negative test and a certain type of negative test, it also has
to be from a certain place. Walgreens and CVS, which is most of us have somewhere near us. There's a lot of other ones on there as well, but they do have to come.
check out the site.
Yes, they do have to come from a certified Hawaiian test vendor.
And Emily heard, like there's been people that have flown to Hawaii, and because they didn't have one of these things we've just mentioned, they had to fly back to the United States, to LA, get these things done, and then fly back to Hawaii. So make sure.
So that they did not have to quarantine for 10
yes,
days.
and like
make sure you have all your ducks in a row with this.
And we will put the links to these official sites down here in the description. So, because if it wasn't for her, I would have had no idea. We're flying to Hawaii ourselves here in a couple of weeks. So, so make sure you've got these things in order.
Yes.
All right. Our second thing to make sure you know before you're heading to Hawaii. And this may sound
like common sense.
Like common sense, not even common sense, but I would never even thought of this. We have a friend who's flying to Hawaii for our wedding we're having out there, and they just checked.
She wanted to show her daughter their hotel.
Yeah, she wanted to show her daughter hotel. Their hotel isn't open right. Their hotel doesn't open till August 1st, and their hotel did not contact them
or refund their money
or anything.
Any information.
So this may seem like whatever. Like you may want to check to make sure your hotel is open, because Hawaii is open, but it's not like completely wide open compared to what some states here are in the United States right now.
Yes, on the silver lining of it all, she was able to get her room taken care of. Luckily, it was a chain that had a few others, and they had moved her without telling her, though. So she would have been in for a real shock had she shown up to Hawaii at that hotel and had no information. So
if you got a place booked for this summer in Hawaii, just check to make sure the place is currently open right now.
And not under construction.
Yes. All right, so number 3, things you need to make sure you're got in order before you head to Hawaii is the
Safe Travels account. So on the Safe Travels account, you create your account, you put in all your personal information, the dates that you are going to be there, what hotel you're staying at, what flight you're coming in on, what flight you're leaving. And this is also where you will upload your negative COVID test results. And again, that has to be done. And once it's done, it generates a QR code for you. But they also want you to bring a hard copy or a digital copy of some sort with you, just in case for whatever reason it doesn't upload properly.
So we got our vaccination done at Walgreens, because you can pull up the Walgreens app and you can show your vaccination. We're going to get our testing done there as well as show our negative tests, just because we felt like going with the Walgreens and having the Walgreens app and everything right there, if we get questioned by anything, we have that information really handy.
Yes, and on the Safe Travel site, when you upload the test results, I'm fairly confident you also have to upload a selfie of yourself, which is interesting. But it's very user friendly. There's a video within it too that kind of can help walk you through it. So the Safe Travel site is very helpful.
All right, number 4. There's one of the kitty cats there. And number 4 thing, make sure you got everything in order before you go to Hawaii is your rental car information. So we booked a rental car a year ago with Expedia, but obviously I've heard in the news, rental car prices have gone sky high. We've also heard people are going to get the rental cars and there's no cars for them there. So
I've even seen on one social media platform where people are renting U-Hauls to drive because there's no cars, and so they are renting actual U-Hauls to try to drive around Hawaii.
If you haven't gotten your rental car situation taken care of yet, you probably want to do it pronto. And then you may, if you already have, may just want to call, make sure everything's still okay and good. So, okay. I dropped the remote. Okay.
Number 5.
Number 5 is check your flight info, which also seems like a no-brainer. But our flight information has changed 2 or 3 times since we booked it. We've gone from having a stop in Dallas going out there to now it's a one-way flight, which is awesome. But if you're not someone who's kind of paying attention to those things or you're gonna check the day of, our flight has changed a couple times since
they moved our seats away from each other. We've had to get all that kind of taken care of. So just do your due diligence on checking all your travel info for sure.
All right, number 6, and this could be really important for some families, is the pool information at the place you're staying at. So like I said, one of the people that are flying out there to be at our wedding, the pool at their hotel is very restrictive.
Yes, and super limited. You have to reserve your spot, and you're only allowed to reserve it for the hour. So it's not like you can be like, oh, I want to be out here for 6 hours. Like, you only get 1 hour, and if you don't have a reservation for it, then you don't get to go.
And we're staying at a Marriott Vacation Club place out there, and our place is not like that. But so once again, I would have thought of even checking that information. So wherever you're staying at, you may just want to check to see what their current rules are, just so you know ahead of time, so you're not surprised when you get there and are really bummed.
Yeah, because that would be a super bummer.
It would be.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you check all those things we just listed, you should be pretty well off heading to Hawaii. Now, things are changing. Hawaii just recently released, past couple days, they started lowering the restrictions with things a little bit, but mostly for people who are on the island, who live there. And so, but anyways, as the summer goes, hopefully the restrictions they have, some of the things we've mentioned will be lowered or lessened, but you just don't know. So, like I said, we'll put as many links that the official Hawaii links down here below, just so you have kind of a resource to go back and check. Anything you guys?
No, but now that you guys have all that information, if you're going to Hawaii, go get yourself a beautiful day and have a wonderful time. And
we are also going to make a video of the day we're leaving for Hawaii, just how everything goes with the flights and everything, our whole experience with it. So we'll be posting it pretty much like the day after we get to Hawaii, just to let everyone know how that whole process is working out. So,
all right, have a fabulous time in Hawaii, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.